Hello. Congrats on second Wolfoo. Good morning. Good evening. Good afternoon. What time is it? I don't know. Tired. Well, welcome in, everybody. Hi. How are you, Wolfoo? Ugh. Oh. I almost thought of doing like a co-working stream today, but I'm too tired for that. So I ended up back in Final Fantasy anyways. Yes, welcome in. We shall be doing some more job questing today. I don't know what job. Hi, Nero. Hello. Alright. Wilfu, since you are here, would you like to choose which job quest I do next? Yeah, hi. Oh, you got stinky cat breath. If you are still here. Come here, Nero. Come on. Hi. Hello. You wanted attention, so this is what you get. No. No, you wanted attention. Hi. Oh, you're on the cable. You are on the cable. You are on the cable. Get off the cable. I don't know which job quest I want to do next. Nero, you were just up here and then you got down and now you want up again. Make up your mind. Mm, which move do I think would sound the most fun to learn? Because I get something at level 70. I get Oh, I get nothing from Red Mage. I don't get a move from Red Mage. Do I get... I get nothing from level 70 Red Mage quest. It's just a set of armor. I don't get any abilities. That's weird. Hi, Florine. Would you like to choose my next class? I do. Let's see. We got Red Mage, Monk, Ninja, Dark Knight, Scholar, Astro, and that's it. Yeah, I already did that. I can't go any farther on Dragoon. Red Mage? Okay. You know, it's really weird though. I was just looking, I was trying to decide which, like, what move I thought I would want to learn. Because I thought every level 70 quest gave you a new ability. Because, like, for Summoner, you get Summon Bahamut. Black Mage, you get Foul. White Mage, you get Plenary Indulgence. Paladin, you get their big Passage of Arms thing. So I thought every level 70 gave you something. Red Mage doesn't. You get nothing from doing their quest at all. You don't. It's not even a passive trait. You get 0 things from doing Red Mage's job quest. It is just story. That's it. There is no incentive to doing this quest. It doesn't look like you get anything for doing the next set either. There's nothing between... Like, there's no level 80 thing either. Maybe it's a level 74 thing then? Maybe I get Reprise? But that seems like a weird thing to get from a quest. But how's cleaning going? Are you enjoying your cleaning? It was fine. Oh, are you done cleaning? Family is visiting now? Ah. Are you ready to depart? The journey I have in mind will take us into the mountains of Girabanya, where we will visit the ziggurat built by the Red Mages of Eld. Lambard and I once explored those ancient ruins, searching for knowledge of the first incarnation of Red Magic. That was a long time ago, before we met Curtis and joined the Revolution. Before I realized the manner of hidden wisdom for which Lambert had been truly seeking. The edifice itself has now been overrun by Kirkin, but a thorough expedition could still unearth something of value, mayhap even the secrets behind Lambert's occult transformation. Arya, my friend, I must ask that you remain here and continue your convalescence, and no spellcasting. Not even a lick of flame to light a candle. In your weakened state, you know not how suddenly the hunger might return. Yes, of course. Just the thought of what might happen is enough to make me feel ill. I'll be fine in my sickbed, but what of you two? Are you really going to travel all the way to Girabanya just for me? What do you do if the positions were reversed? Yggdrasil were afflicted by a condition, and you knew a cure might be found beyond the mountains, what then? Why, I would be out the door in a moment. Thank you, Arya. Aha. That you would respond so emphatically is the reason we have no qualms about doing the same for you. Arya's worked so hard to master her skills, and I imagine it will be hard to refrain from training for a while. But she must recover from her exhaustion first, before aught else. Come, the ziggurat awaits. Rest well, Arya. We shall return as swiftly as we are able. Time to go find a cure for the energy vampire. Got more expensive. Doubled in price. I should not have left. There, that worked. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Ugh. Thank you for coming. I'm still waiting for a few more of the villagers to arrive. The old bugger's treating us to another one of his speeches, I see. How long do you plan to continue living in abject squalor, I ask you? High time we brought back the quarry that once made me proud to hail from Alagana. Some of you may be too young to remember, but the quarry used to mean everything to this village. Nero, you're tripping over yourself. Bloody hells. When is this old codger going to stop harping on about the good old days? Time you opened your eyes, you daft bugger. Time's long since passed when we could sell stone here for a decent amount of gil. About time you face the facts. There's no coin to be had sweating away your life in some bloody quarry. I'd be better served going out and hunting my own food. Evie, howdy. Meowdy morning. How are you? Just hear me out. If you give up on the quarry, then you'll be giving up on the village itself. Even the hardest of rocks will break if you keep chiseling away at it. Life's the same. I'm still waking up. I crashed really hard last night. I was definitely very tired. And then I ended up waking up too early this morning. But I'm doing good. I'm just tired. I still had fun, though. I'm glad that you guys all hung out last night. Grandfather, that's enough. I can tell you now that no one here would claim to be happy with their lot. There's nothing that can be done. You remonstrating with everyone is hardly going to do any good. Sweet love. Sweet love? That's... that name. That name. But you have any plans today, Evie? Or are you gonna spend some time with Bastion? Still gonna recover from your Disney trip? Sweet love. Well, what do you expect? What do you expect with that attitude? No one's gonna work to improve things when even my own granddaughter has next to no motivation. Nero, you can't have the food. There's a reason you don't see much quarrying going on anymore. There's no demand for it. You can get by just fine with the stones we gathered in the past, and those we salvaged from ruined buildings. Beth's gonna sleep soon because he's got the kiddos. Bring family over sometime soon for dinner and such. Ah. It's... Christian's going to bed? It's only 7 o'clock. Like, even for Bastion, I feel like that's early. Oh, okay. That makes sense then. That's fair. Like, I know Bastion, I know, like, the time, with the time difference and him having the kids, he tends to, like, clock out a little bit earlier, but 7 seemed really early for him. Yeah, that's valid. Nero? Okay, no, we're not doing this. No. Stop. Well, I hope he feels better. Get some rest. What are you guys having for dinner for with your family though? Anything good? Like big fancy dinner, or is it just something casual to spend time with people? Prosperity doesn't lie in wait for us at the quarry, only monsters. It's about time you realize that we're lucky just to be alive these days. Come on, grandfather, let's go home. That's the girl understands nothing. Of course, everything's gonna seem pointless if you're only sleepwalking through life. Who the hells are you anyway? Ain't doing this for your amusement. It's a casual thing, hamburgers and hot dogs on the grill. Little ones over to play. Oh, fair enough. Still a good time. I am indeed the sayer you speak of. Ragenford sent you my way, you say? Idrisil, was it? You're the lad we have to thank for saving Berkrata? And tell you've more fire in your belly than this entire village. Perhaps you'll be able to see that I'm not as crazy as these buggers think me. Alagana owes everything to the quarry. The stones we extracted were solid and pleasing on the eye to boot. Humans supplied the stone used to build the palace. Ah, those were the days. How's the new place treating you, by the way, Evie? Now that you know that you're probably a little bit more settled after the move. I know you obviously moved and then went straight out to Disney, basically, but still. It was the Imperial invasion that changed everything. Those bastards thought stone structures barbaric, favoring their cold, tasteless, metallic buildings instead. They say they look civilized. Don't make me laugh. The final... Ugh. 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 Pardon me. It's nice, very small town. That's nice. I don't like the big cities, personally. I like the smaller local places. Like I would never want to live in any place like New York City or something. Ugh. Too much. The final blow to our way of life came when Garlemald began recruiting our youth for their own army. lost just as many to the rebel cause. With no one left to tend to the quarry, it slowly fell into ruin and is now overrun with beasts. The few of us that remain have been left to eke out a living using any means we can. Swear in Rolger's very name. If we could just take back the sleeping stones, this whole village would brim with vitality again. Just need something that proves the beasts are gone from the quarry. Then the villagers would surely see fit to help me restore it to its former glory. I know this is a lot to ask of a complete stranger, but it's not as if I'm spoiled for choice right now. Would you be able to rid the quarry of those damn monsters and bring me back to Earlith Soulstones? I'll forever be in your debt. It is way off. How did I never go over there before? How did I never explore this place, period? Do, do, do. Oh, Evie, I have a question for you. Um, so I'm assuming that on Steam, um, the server you're connected to for Steam is the big city over there. Um, does your Steam download at an okay speed, or does it seem to be kind of slow for you? I know it's a really random question, but I'm curious. Let's begin our expedition, shall we? Be on the lookout for stone tablets bearing the histories of the Red. And I mentioned that it was our forebears in the art who constructed the ziggurat. It was built to suppress the unstable weather that was whipped up in the wake of that era's calamity. A sort of dampening weight that slowed the land's raging currents of ether to a trickle. In time, however, the ziggurat also became a library, where successive generations of red mages enshrined their stories and their secrets. It's a shame that so many of these precious slates have since been lost to plunderers or simply worn down by the ravages of time. Faster than when you were closer to the city? Okay. Because, so Aeon, I'm pretty sure their default Steam server was the same as yours. What I'm pretty sure yours was. Um but it was weird because we were messing with it because they have good internet. They have good internet. Steam itself, just Steam, downloads like shit. And we couldn't figure out why. And we think it's because of the being their server being connected to that city because they moved it to Japan and they got faster speed. So I was curious because I was pretty sure I knew where you were connected would be the same as probably where Aeon was connected. So I wanted to know what it was like for you before you moved, anyways. As such, I do not expect to find a fully intact record of Lambard's ghastly rite, but at the very least, we should discover hints of what the transformation ritual entails. Take one way, and I'll take another, and we'll both take care not to fall prey to Kirkin bandits. Seems just silly like that, I think. Yeah, pretty much. It seems so weird. And really inconvenient. It was like, that's the problem with whenever I want to play a game with Bastion and Aeon, because they don't have, like, a lot of storage on their computers. I have to ask, like, a day in advance, so what do you guys want to play so I can give you a full day to install something? It's obviously not their fault. It's not like they can do anything about it. Um, like they're not in charge of how fast their internet is still. So I don't know if Bastion mentioned it, but apparently the next time they get a hold of their money, they're gonna buy a big new hard drive for their computer. So I'm hoping that all of that works out, and then they can not worry about it as much. So that'll be one of them taken care of. Bastion at least will be in good shape. Aeon still isn't very is gonna still have some problems though. That's not the chat I wanted. Yeah, I think Bastion mentioned he wanted to get like a 2 terabyte hard drive. Can't wait to do Heaven on High again. Yeah. I gotta go clip that time where we exposed the traps just for Aeon and Bastion to go then touch a chest and blow up anyway. Saucy kind of clipped it, but I wanna redo the clip. I feel like I could get a better time, like a better segment for it. Not that Saucy did a bad job. I think there's a better choice for where the start and end of that clip is. Yeah, so much blowing up. Bastion's our minesweeper. We just put Bastion in front and wait for him to set off the mines. Just like when Evie uses Bastion as a meat shield. Just straps him to the plank in front of her. Holds him up. He likes it though. Can't wait for him to see the shark I gave you, right? We'll all just show up at once with the shark. Just walk up to him. Whole squad of us. I took the aggro. I took the aggro. I don't want it. I don't want it. I'm curious. I wonder what. I wonder if there's anything else Bastion dislikes like that. Just gonna hit a small child, so I'm gonna go have a good stream. Alrighty, Evie, enjoy your night. Have some good nums. Thank you for stopping by, and I will catch you later. Hopefully the tank this time is more reasonable than last time I did this. That tank was not enjoyable on the final boss. I don't know what the mechanics for those things are. Like, there's got to be something to do with these. I don't know what it is. Okay, the green ones turn you into a frog. The red ones increase your damage. Okay, so red ones are good. I want the red ones. I don't want the green ones. I'm learning. Oh my god, I just realized what our healer's name is. Our healer is Healery Duff. Oh, that's rich. That's rich. I miss having all of my abilities. I want Contrary 6th again. Shit. I tried to get out. I tried. Why me? I got hit by that again. I got doomed. Not that again. He just got out of it this time. I'm doomed again, though. Goodbye. None of these deaths are my fault. I do not accept the blame for these. I do a lot of stupid stuff, but I can't do anything about that. I have to go all the way up top now. No quick way up there either. There's a quick way down, though. Wee. How did you fare? I discovered a number of tablets myself, which, well, positively fascinating, covered little on the subject of occult rituals. Oh ho, if I'm reading this one correctly, you may have found exactly what we were looking for. It appears to be a record from a time before red magic was unified as a distinct discipline. The passage describes a rite by which one can make a pact with a void scent and ingest its blood in exchange for supernatural power. Even amongst their kin, certain creatures of the void harbor a voracious appetite for living ether. Lambert must have acquired the ability to siphon his victim's life force from one such fiend. The practice in question is said to have started with a family of Maki sorcerers, who lived in the era preceding the Sixth Umbral Calamity. Red mages, whose art draws so heavily upon their own ether, there's an obvious, if distasteful, advantage to the stealing of foes' life energies. As if one can employ such energies to fortify and sustain one's own form, as Lambert did, then one can even wield magics beyond the limitations of ordinary mortals. Not surprisingly, however, tendency to result in ether-starved madmen led to the rite being declared a forbidden art. There's more. The mention of an alchemical concoction that would serve to sate the hunger for ether when living prey was unavailable. And the helpful scribe even included a method for its preparation. Arya's transformation was strikingly similar to Lambert's. Surely this concoction would prove effective at curbing her condition as well. Let's see here. It was the main ingredient is a chunk of semi-crystallized ether. Such a substance could be drawn from the core of an urolith Thinking the bigger the better. If I recall correctly, there are Earths to be found to the east, in the vicinity of the Sleeping Stones. Try to find yourself one of the larger specimens and procure an ethereal core. I am so happy I went here before I went over there for the Aether current, because now I'm going over there again anyways, I'm pretty sure. Once you have what we need, we can rendezvous in the hamlet of Alagana. I shall busy myself collecting the other ingredients. Yep. Going over here anyways, so I am so happy that in an area where I cannot fly, I do not have to go back over there twice. Griffin. Wonder where they got the Griffin at level 60. I don't think I have the Griffin yet. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Bug. Bug. I'm all of a sudden curious if jog or a mount are faster. Or if they're the same speed. Not sprint. Sprint would obviously be faster. I don't know if jog or unupgraded mount speed is faster. Huh. Now I'm curious. I don't know anybody I could test that with though, because most people like you guys are all farther, so your mount speeds are already upgraded. I'm gonna Google it to see if anybody's figured out. 14 jog versus mount. Character's jog speed is their base unboosted running speed. Sometimes generally faster and be increased by completing quests and buying running. No. That's not taking into account the new jog buff. Okay, I'm pretty sure jog is Peloton. Essentially. This doesn't have normal unstarred mount though. Where's that unstarred? That might be unstarred. Now that was before. All of the speed comparisons are from a while back. I'm going to test it out. I want to test it out myself. We're going to go from next to this tree to that tree. Okay, so that was about 10 seconds. We're gonna use. I want a smaller mount. We'll use the fatter cat. That's roughly the same. Okay, it's not a whole lot faster, but mounts are faster. I was wondering if that was going to be up here. Wonder if there's one over here. Just revving their engine outside. Nope. Doesn't look like it. Do 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 do. I'll be back for you in a second. Ooh, what did you do? Being lectured. It's like Evie with Bastion. Nice to see you returned. It'd be even nicer if you happen to be in possession of certain stones. Yes, this is exactly what I was after. Let's waste no time in showing them to the others. It's been far too long since the last ray of hope shone into the villagers' miserable lives. Were you able to procure a suitable core? Ah yes, this will do nicely. Enough to create a decent-sized dose, at any rate. Gather together the other ingredients, so all that's left is to deliver them into the hands of an experienced alchemist. But Arya must be wondering where we are. Why don't we go on ahead to Ilshire and avail her of our progress? I'll meet you there as soon as I'm finished haggling with the potion mixers in Ul'dah. I feel like she's going to be missing. No, hold on. Hold on. Ah. Much better. I feel like she's not going to be here. I guess she is. I just noticed the random carbuncle on the table. Kind of potion, and it's supposed to help with the hunger? That'll be one less worry then. You think Zaroon will be back soon? I am returned. Arya, pray drink this concoction, and I shall tell you of our discoveries in Girabanya. It's going to go wrong at some point. Going far too smoothly. By the gods. The taste was not exactly pleasant, but I already feel much recovered, as if a cool stream of water was poured on the fire in my chest. I don't know how to thank you. A smile is the finest reward we could ask for. I ask that you do not become complacent. The tonic is merely meant to help replenish your depleted ether. It will do not to undo the underlying affliction. I understand. If I exhaust my mana again, I'll be back where I was. Savage controlled by hunger. Which means I should still give up on training for now. So, you think Lambard infused me with void-sent blood while I was held captive? According to what I found in the Yellow Jacket incident records, the span of time that elapsed between your kidnapping and subsequent rescue was not terribly long. For much of your ordeal, you were shut inside a box. It seems unlikely that there was sufficient opportunity to perform a highly complicated and dangerous ritual. No, you must look elsewhere for the truth behind your condition. You must let me help you. It allows me to begin practicing magic again, even one day earlier. It is torture watching the moments pass, wasting time I could be using to catch up to you. That's what's mean. You'll get there. I like her. She's nice. Very innocent. I don't want to be mean to her. I'll certainly try, though I'm not sure what help will be. I think we'll have our suffering friend delve into the scrolls for us. The Charlayans have left behind a veritable mountain of lore through which we can dig for answers. I shall leave you to your training. After all, you must give Arya an ever-growing peak to look up to. How deep the rabbit hole goes. Hair is finally dry enough for me to get out of my way. Hopefully. One second. Need to check Discord for a moment. Now she moves to a Discord I could talk in. Greetings. Arya and I have begun wading through a sea of ancient texts, but we've yet to fish out any promising cures for her condition. I did, however, recall something which may yet narrow down our search. Long ago, Lambard had one particular book he would read with uncommon intensity. I've forgotten the title now, but I do remember that inside was scrolled the memoirs of a deranged killer who was executed as a heretic in Ishgard. Okay. That's not what I was prepared for. This criminal is said to have committed a number of ritualistic murders, all carried out with a most peculiar form of thaumaturgy. Merely thought it was a vulgar choice of reading material at the time. Now I wonder if that peculiar form of thaumaturgy was what kept Lambard glued to its pages. So he's a sociopath. Understood. Well, no, I can't call him that. I know there's people out there who are just morbidly obsessed with, like, crime documentaries, and they're not sociopaths. And not all of them. Um, some of them are, but those are usually the ones that end up in jail. That's positively awful, and yet it might just give us the clues we've been missing. I'll see if I can't track those memoirs down. I understand it's quite a rare volume. When it comes to hunting down elusive treasures... maybe worth consulting a professional treasure hunter. Idrisil, are you acquainted with Midnight Dew? Hold up a minute. Where's my image? Where's my image source? Hold up a minute. All right. Idrisil, why don't you take Arya and pay her a visit? I'll try my hand at different road. It's a long shot, but Rowena is known to stock a truly eclectic range of wares. Okay, so I feel really stupid for this. I feel really stupid for this, but I can't not do it at this point. So, it's Midnight Dew. I'm clearly in a mood today. uh... But I'm putting this in Discord. Oh, no, damn it. That didn't do it right. That's the wrong screenshot. I forgot I need to take it from my stream. Is there? Florine, are you here? I didn't. Should I put it in meme posting? It's gotta be in meme posting. Gotta be in meme posting. My name and then my internet blipped. So I put something in mine and Pisces Discord. Because it's Mountain Dew Baja Midnight. And this is Midnight Dew, so it's Mountain Dew Midnight, right? And they put the drink in the Final Fantasy. Oh. I can't today. It was too funny. They told me to go talk to Midnight Dew, and the first thing that passed through my head just now was that drink. I don't know. I really don't. Good morning, dear. I woke up feeling very tired this morning, but I did get a decent amount of sleep. That was too funny. That was too funny. No reason. That was just. There's no reason for it to be that funny, but it was that funny. Right? I hope your tooth is feeling better, by the way, Tira. Ah, it's you. Something you need? Heretic's memoirs for the young lady here. Bit of an odd request, but who am I to judge? I'm gonna take that as it is surprisingly okay. Which is a good thing. I'm glad it hurts less. Oh, so you're working with Darun Tia then? But you wanted it for some sort of tasteless personal collection. Let me think now. Guardian heretic, ritualistic killings. Oh, hells, it couldn't be. One of my fellow savages was just telling tales of a treasure he'd spied in the Great Google Library, a rare book called Nightkin. Claims he glimpsed the title as he was running for his life through Rhapsody's Quadrangle. Okay, that's a weird name for a location, but sure, let's go with it. There's a sought-after tome for collectors of the macabre. Said to be written by an Ishgardian murderer who believed himself some manner of demon. Half a diary, half a grimoire. Chock full of bloody lunacy. Well, it certainly fits the description. You should head back to Rowena's and share the news with Zarun. So, no, I actually kind of forgot which one of my friends plays Red Mage. No, this is just, I asked Florine, or Chad in general, but Florine was the one who answered which job quest I should do next. And they chose Red Mage. It's weird, though, because out of every job I have, Red Mage is the only one that doesn't seem to unlock anything at all for the job quests between 60 and 70. Nothing. Zero. No passive traits, no additional moves, nothing. Every other job I've done unlocks like their next big move when they finish the level 70 quest. Red Mage is the only one that doesn't. Which just seems odd to me. Thank you for your help, Midnight. Probably because it's newer. I mean... But didn't, which one was it? Didn't it come out with Samurai? Right? Red Mage and Samurai came out together, right? And Samurai got Hisatsu Guren for doing the level 70 job quest. And I'm pretty sure they're the same age. But Red Mage just doesn't get anything. Like the last thing I unlocked was Impact at level 66, and that was just from leveling. That wasn't from the job quest. This wasn't from a job quest. This wasn't from a job quest. Maya! Hi, Maya. They don't get any traits or anything either. How are you? Welcome in, quackheads. The queen of the quackheads has raided me. I did. It will be changed again next month, by the way. I was second guessing my choices and went with this one, but I can't rechange it for 2 months afterwards, so I have to wait until next month to go with my actual one. I was naming some of my past streams, and I was like, "Who?" Now I know. Yeah. Wait, you didn't? It took you that real long? A lot of a lot of people have been getting surprised by it, but most of them end up connecting the dots eventually. I guess I just haven't talked to you enough for it to get to that point yet. Yes, Red Maid with Storm below. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. It's too late for me. Nah, you're all good. I've had to tell a couple people, so. I mean, she didn't believe in reindeer for the longest time, so. I showed that clip to a friend the other day, by the way. I introduced your stream to a friend and used that clip as the introduction. You're welcome. I'm so glad you sent that to me. Shadow sent that to me. I think it was Shadow who sent that to me, right? I think so. Gonna commit Sudoku. Don't do that. Yeah, we have raiders. I need to set that up to just like autoplay whenever you come in here. That would be funny. Rise and Quack. But yeah, welcome in everybody. If you do not already know me, I am Multi. I'm a variety streamer. My name will be changing again soon. On the 20th of next month, because I'm going through a rebrand. But if you would enjoy if you want to stick around and enjoy the fun, we are doing some job quests in 14 today. It has been my current hyperfixation. But I swap between games a lot because I have a very short attention span. If you do have to get up and stretch, I do know that at least Maya's time is like 3 a.m. or something like that. So I understand if you have to get up and go to bed. Make sure you get some rest, take care of yourselves, drink water, eat food. But I hope stream went well, Maya. I stopped in for a little while, but then I started my own. What were you playing? I remember it just said just chatting when I was in there. What were you actually playing? Pal World. Okay. Thanks for picking up the quick goods. Full day shift in another 3+ hours. It's 3 a.m. right now, so yes, go to bed. Get some sleep. Alrighty, Florine, you know you're always welcome when I'm playing Final Fantasy. That's why I sit in the VC. If I'm sitting in the VC and you can see it, you can join. Unless I'm with other people, playing like a specific collab. I guess that's a rule. But I hope you had a good time at Pal World. Would you like to join Tira? The only people who can see this channel are mods, so... Music's usually welcome too, but they can't see it either. So that doesn't mean you're not welcome, it just means that you're more welcome. It was a collab, I wouldn't intrude. Yeah, I trust most of my mods to be that reasonable. Most of them. I don't know if I trust Bastion to be that reasonable. That would require him to actually have 2 brain cells to rub together most of the time. Eating, but we'll consider. Don't want to intrude on lore too much. Yeah, no worries. Bastion catching strays. Bastion's always catching strays. It's not a stream if he doesn't catch strays at least once. Hell, he catches strays from his own girlfriend. Yes, Nightkin, that was the title. Written by a killer who thought himself born of fiends. Such a belief would certainly brand him a crazed heretic in Ishgard. I suspect the truth is he was much like Lambert, made you delve too deeply in forbidden arts. You say the book was seen in the Great Google Library? I've not entered that place since the Charlayans departed this land. What of you? That place has some weird book titles. Like the back of your hand, eh? Well then, I vote for you to be our guide. I hadn't known the library's guardians had turned hostile. I'm sorry, Arya. You will have to remain behind. No sense putting you in a situation where you might be forced to fling spells. Oh, I would have liked to have seen those fabled shells, but you're right, of course. Come, let's hurry through the hinterlands ere some intrepid scavenger makes away with our prize. At this sweet girl. That's a lore in Google. I think that's where I learned about the Ishgardian castle system. Forgotten it since my bestie probably remembers. The one about tentacles makes me laugh though. Was tentacles? I don't know. It seemed like a smut book, and then later there's a book that feels like it's titled like research of the smut book. It's a lusty Argonian mage reference. Baba Love Doom. A book from Skyrim. Ah. I could never get into Skyrim. It's a good game. Like, it's well done. It's not a complaint about that. It's just I could never really get into it. Right. Let's not dawdle once we're inside. We make straight for Rhapsody's quadrangle and leave as soon as we've acquired the tome. No bits of lore because of Impesti. Aha, that makes sense. I had an old best friend who was obsessed with Skyrim, so they'd probably be the same way. Oh, pardon me. From what I remember, the book Lambert would read was of a fair thickness and bound in leather covers. Hopefully it will not be too difficult to find. That is the game. Felt like I was hearing pianos for a second. Yeah, it's just it didn't sound like it was coming from the game. Like it felt like I had like a background application open with it for a second or something. I feel like there's gonna be like a boss or something. If there's not, and I saved all of my abilities for nothing, that's gonna be frustrating. In year 960 of the 6th Astral Era, a murder did occur wherein a member of the clergy was struck down by a knight of common birth. A knight whose name was Trifaniel wet his blade in the priest's blood after witnessing the unspeakable abuse of an orphan waif under the pretense of an exorcism. May his conviction in the face of a corrupted faith be praised. Pages contain incredibly detailed pictures of female deities in various stages of undress. No male divinities appear to be included in this collection. I found a porn book. It's Playboy. I found Playboy. During the Thorn Dynasty, a series of unsolved killings shook the very foundations of Ul'dah. The murder was so named for the practice of leaving a card from the deck of Arcana by the bloody bodies of the slain. Officials publicly suggested that the murderer selected targets based upon divination, as several key figures of a faction that opposed the royal house were prominent among the victims. However, it was whispered that this seemingly random slaughter was merely a cover for potential political assassination. Ink has faded to the point of illegibility. Today I visited the Twelveswood. Lady Amandine of the Dardancours, a regular patron of mine, bid me call upon her household. Set off with confidence, my latest masterpiece in hand. It was within the walls of Hauke Manor that I beheld the true pinnacle of perfection. And there was one. Dude, you need to heal yourself. Get away from the exploding orb of death, dude. The only time I ever fail these, like Red Mage especially, is when the other guy decides to be an idiot and die. I am the descendant of demons, a scion of tainted blood. It is for my brethren born into darkness, for the nightkin, that I pen these words. The holy men will insist my teachings are madness, the ravings of a deranged killer. You shall learn that all I scribe henceforth is eldritch truth, and their faith the twisted lie. You did well in there. Ow, 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 neck cramp, neck cramp. Ow, that wasn't. Oh. Oh, that hurt. Wow, my neck was stiff. Ow. You did well in there. I've never known acquiring a book from a library to be such a strenuous endeavor. May I see the tome? Yes, the author does certainly seem convinced of his demonic heritage. I can see how the clergy of the time would have passed these writings off as a heretic's delusion. The spellcraft contained within is odd but incoherent ramblings. Within his memoirs, this mage has provided specific instructions on the workings of forbidden sorcery. Little wonder that Lambert spent so much of his time studying the tome's secrets. There is more, much more. Let's return to Ilshire. Arya needs to hear this. Do 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 do. Excuse me. One moment. I was unwrapping my leftover sandwich so I could eat it while I'm flying. Fly like an eagle. How long has that been here and I've never seen it? I took too big of a bite. I've just finished logging through the last pages of the Nightkin. There were truths I discovered which made it difficult to continue. But amongst the mounting sense of horror, I found hope. Thus I bid you listen until the end of my tale. I shall begin with the author himself. And so this man who wrote the Nightkin was not merely some disturbed killer, but a mage who had mastered the art of the ancients. Exactly so. A century ago in Ishgard, this monster in mortal guise devoured all manner of forgotten texts, teaching himself everything from red magic to Maki summoning ritual. The secret to his seemingly inexhaustible power lies in his bloodline. He was directly descended from a Maki Archmagus who had ingested the lifeblood of the Void-Sent Queen Lilith. In fact, it was with this very Archmagus that the vile practice of infusing oneself with Void-Sent magic first began. I believe I told you that the Red Mages later outlawed these rituals, but the damage has already been done. Lilith's insidious energies have been passed on to the Archmagus' heirs. His clan of ether-drinking spellcasters became known as those who were born into darkness, the Nightkin. I bet Arya is a Nightkin and just doesn't know it. Revelation which truly shook me, however, was yet to come. I discovered that Lambert was a scion of the Nightkin clan, and quite likely, so are you, Arya. Yeah, I knew it! Knew it! Called it! The book's author was of the Eloise family, surname shared by Lambert. With no small amount of trepidation, I determined to look once more into your family records. Learn that the Kalawai's name was also prevalent on your mother's side. This can be no coincidence. You're saying the Void-Sent blood runs in my veins? It explains your preternaturally strong affinity to black magics. And I remember that Lambert was of a similar arcane disposition. The connection is even more obvious. He had no need to ingest fiendish blood. He simply awoke the corruption which had already lurked within him. The rituals for doing so were clearly described in the pages of the Nightkin. Were these rituals performed upon me too? Again, it is doubtful considering their complex requirements. My theory is that your latent talents were stirred into wakefulness quite by accident, through your induction into the ranks of the Red. I wonder, however, why the same awakening that took years for Lambert occurred so swiftly in you. Innate affinity, mayhap? Whatever the case, that this unstable condition was triggered by your desire for control certainly explains Lambert's parting bard about the injustice of your fate. But all is not lost. There is a way to undo the curse of your lineage. Their first Callowise drew Lilith into her physical world by providing a mortal host for her soul to possess. He stood unflinching before the fiendish queen he had summoned, and forged with her a bargain of blood and darkness. Once the Archmagus had partaken of her essence, however, he entrapped her inside a heavily glyphed box. Her material form thus captured, Lilith was unable to return to her shadowy realm. It was written that her imprisonment on this plane of existence was a necessary act, lest the potency of her blood begin to wane. You understand what this means, are you? I think so. The corruption inside me will last only as long as the Void-Sent Queen remains in our world. Oh, I see. We need to find that box and banish Lilith back into the void. Exactly right. Defeat the Void-Sent, and the curse upon your blood is lifted. Of course, a creature of Lilith's stature would ordinarily present a near insurmountable challenge. We are fortunate, then, that the summoner bound her essence to a feeble vessel to prevent her from manifesting her full power. Even we few should stand a chance against this lesser incarnation. Now, it appears the authors succeeded in tracking down Lilith's prison, and though the book makes no mention of the event, it is entirely possible that the book passed into his possession. Your surest bet will be to follow in his footsteps. Rest and prepare, my friends. We have an exciting adventure ahead of us. Ah, your fellow student has had the most astonishing dream. Why don't you tell him about it, are you? It was so disturbingly vivid. I dreamed of the man who wrote the Nightkin. In a corner of the house in which he hid away from the world, he kept a coffin-like box. Black as night it was. Its sides marked with jagged lines of purple. As he watched over it, unblinking, an inquisitor broke through the door with a company of knights. Half the soldiers were ordered to haul the man away to the tribunal, while the other half seized the coffin. Coffin you describe as the very image of a Maki tool of containment. It's as if you saw a vision of past event. It was probably just a nightmare, brought on by tales in those memoirs. Well, as things stand, your dream is the best lead the memoirs have given us. Let's pay a visit to the tribunal in Ishgard. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Doodaloo. It will actually be one moment, guys. Give me just a second to be back, but I gotta use the restroom. I have returned. Here, get out of the way. I need to put my earbud back on. One more after this. One more. Sour-faced priest. How sour-faced? It could be. That could be more sour. Ads are almost done. Welcome back from ads. One moment. Uno momento. Hi, Smacky. Thank you for the purr. Wow, when was the last time somebody did any of those? Boo. Are we preparing for Halloween? Preemptive scares? I hope you're doing well. Idrisville, thank the gods. This officious bureaucrat refuses to allow me access to their records. Mayhap people listen to you. Idrisville, did you say? What strange coincidence that you bear the same name as... Ah, it is you in the flesh. My apologies for not recognizing you sooner. Whatever the hero of Ishgard requires, we shall not hesitate to provide. This was in regards to the heretic killer who left those awful memoirs, yes? The request shall be given the highest priority. I understand, however, the records of objects seized in the previous century are not immediately at hand. It may take some time to scour the archives. Just like that, eh? A moment ago, you already cast me out into the snow. Yeah, well, I'm important. You're not. Bleh. Maybe you should take Arya on a tour of the city. I'll stay here with our new friend and help guide the search. I could go on a date. I don't know what a date is. Suppose we would just be in the way here. Can we go to the last vigil? Here the view is spectacular. With Arya Stark. At least I get to go on dates and games. I can roleplay that way. This is amazing. I told you could look over the entire city from up here, and I couldn't wait to see it for myself. Not of such sights, are you? Hi, Nero. Can you get your tail out of the way, please? If I wasn't before, then I've certainly become so. I want to burn this first sight of Ishgard into my mind, to fill the empty spaces in my memories with wonderful vistas. When you first rescued me, I knew not who I was or where I belonged. As I've said before, I scarcely felt that I existed. But the well of my memories is no longer empty. Though it has been but a small fraction of my life, my memories with you have shaped me into what I am now. You can understand why I'm so eager to return to our training. Red magic has given me the power to fight against a fate that would have left me hollow. Nero, can you please? Here's the Arya. We've learned the resting place of Lilith's prison. Incredible as it may seem, the coffin from your dream matched the description of the heretic's box, purple lines and all. Inquisitors were apparently so unnerved by its fell energies that they cast the thing into a ravine. Okay, that's a weird reaction. I feel like there are many better choices for that. The place in question is known by the delightful name of Witch Drop, and is to be found in the Kurthus Central Highlands, forming with void center, or so I'm told. Shall we? Nero, can we please? So needy. You're so needy. Come here. Come here. Hi. You're so needy. Can I help you? So needy. You're shedding everywhere. See? You can lay like that. You get to make me uncomfortable while you're comfortable. And you're not in the way. The compromise. Reloaded was because delay was not. I had that problem really bad the other day with a friend. I was trying to watch him, and I raided into them, and I swear that the raid, like, the raid alert on their stream took 5 minutes to show up. And then we were, like, consistently 3 minutes behind for stream. So they had to restart stream to get it to fix. Because I thought it was just me, and I wasn't going to complain about that, because internet is internet. But then, like, everybody started coming into stream, and everybody was saying their stream was super delayed. Chasm is crawling with fiends, just as described. Are they drawn by Lilith's dark essence, I wonder? Let us descend to its depths and begin digging. Mayhap the very power which attracts the voice in it will help guide our effort. Oh, you will be able to follow us down there, won't you, Arya? Didn't recall you had a crippling fear of ghosts and spirits. What? No, I'm fine. There are no skeletons or specters here. I'll be fine, perfectly fine. I think that's a spelling error. I feel like it's supposed to be, oh, you won't be able to follow us down there, will you? Oh, fine. You felt the need to tell me 3 times? Well, considering your current troubles with spellcasting, you'd best stay close in any case. I didn't know this was all down here. But I'm curious. Okay, so they seem to want me to come down and then follow the tunnel they're standing in front. I'm genuinely curious because if you look at the map, there is a opening here. So can I just go down this way? I can. That avoids so much trouble. Back in my day, I actually did the side quests. There were some down in Witchdrop. When I got to this part, I knew what to expect. Yeah. I think there is a quest that actually does take you down here. That I've done. I think I've been down here once or twice. I don't remember if they were for job quests or MSQ, though. An ominous coffin lies buried beneath the snow. Alright. No. That pile of snow is far too small to have buried that coffin. Only one bury my blood gift may break the seal. Slay this pretender. Why does it look smaller now? It looked bigger in the cutscene. Under a shallow mound of snow, you say? Extraordinary. Only one bearing my blood gift. Could this mysterious voice belong to Lilith herself? Let me try opening the coffin. If the voice is telling the truth, then I'm the only one who can. Very well. Lead us to your dig site. Looks just as it did in my dream. I'm going to open the lid. And feel the waves of malice even through the wards. This is no lowly imp. Proceed with caution, Arya. I feel like it's going to try and possess her. Lilith may be in a weakened state, but she is still a queen amongst her kind. Let's not be caught unprepared. Also, welcome back, Tira. I don't think I said that when you came back. Gods above. That's a weakened vessel? That looks pretty darn intimidating to me. Also, how did that fit in that coffin? At last, I am free from that miserable prison. 1,000 years of scheming cometh to fruition. Yield unto me thy vessel, child. Thou shalt be host to mine immortal glory. I knew she wanted her body. I don't think even coiling could fit in there. Host, you seek to possess Arya's body. A masterpiece of centuries. For generations have I guided the dreams of my blood gifted, bringing them together and strengthening their line. When at last the chosen one was born, I sent another to secure my precious vessel. He commanded his own puppets, never knowing he was mine. Lambert. Heed me, child, my darling creation. I am the reason for thine existence, for the entanglement of thy sires, for thy deliverance unto solitude. Do not listen, Arya. Her words are poison. Come, deny not thy destiny. Thy life was molded by my hand. This was always meant to happen? My parents, my uncle, all of it? Sweet child. No, not Arya. Don't do this to me again. Don't, no. This game's got to stop doing this. I really hope we rescue her. Can't do that again right now. Arya, no. Date ended in a kidnapping, right? This is why I don't go on dates, I guess. Gods damn it. Arya moved at if entranced. Lilith must have some hold over those who bear her blood. It was Arya's dream that led us here, into a trap. We are to believe that hissing serpent. This meeting was 1,000 years in the making. But all is not lost. See how she did not immediately claim Arya's body for her own? From what I understand of such things, in order to possess a mortal host, Lilith must conduct a ritual of exacting preparation. There is time yet to deduce the location to which she has fled. Let's return to the pillars and consider the possibility. Those words yet echo in my ears. Deny not thy destiny. Thy life was molded by my hand. Arya became a red mage to gain control over her fate, and I'll be damned if we abandon her to this. First things first, we must expend every effort towards finding the place where the Voidsent has taken our colleague. The ritual preparations will not take forever. And I do get something? For holy. Hold a minute. So I do get a skill. Where is it? Oh, it's an unassignable one. I didn't scroll all the way down here. So I do get something from Red Mage. Oh, it's the stone version of Flare. Okay. Here's still. I've decided we should go to the Thaumaturge's Guild in Ul'dah for help with tracking down Arya, of course. I've been doing some research into Void Sentient possessions. As I suspected, the process is not a simple one. Even so, I doubt we have the time for me to become a fully fledged expert on the subject. We need one right now. The Thaumaturges are one of the few organizations familiar with our quarry, considering how they are also the modern successors to the arcane knowledge of Mach. Their shelves may even hold ancient lore that could tell us more about Lilith. Let us be away. Yeah, we're gonna go do research product while we lose Arya. Please don't. Ah, Yggdrasil. Just been explaining our woes to Prelate Yayake here. Well, well, when Zerun spoke of another colleague, I did not expect to be meeting our very own avatar of devastation. Now then, films with passages pertaining to the Voidsent Lilith are all forbidden occult works, abhorrent volumes chained to the shelves in our deepest archives, never again to see the light of day. I'll just pop back there and grab one or two. So much for never to see the light of day. If you could wait over there for a moment. Yeah, you just gotta go back and unchain the cursed volumes that are gonna bring about the end of the world. I thought, she's even more sinister than I imagined. With no mention of her presence in the past millennium, I thought Lilith destroyed. Yet it would seem she is very much alive and exceedingly dangerous. Her most fearsome aspect is the power to enslave a person's will. We include all those with even a whisper of her essence within their veins. She has slithered inside the minds of a veritable army. The sigil employed by this Lambert of yours is a second-hand manifestation of Lilith's ability. He would but need to coat a tool with his tainted blood, then engrave her name in the flesh of his victims to create the unthinking puppets you described. And that was but a faint echo of her true power? Correct. Power she will not hesitate to bring to bear on the mortal she so despises. Archmagus Kellawise made doubly sure of that when he lured her into his trap. Will has a talent for draining the life force of her prey. Lilith is also known for spitting venom. Truly hideous opponent. It's funny because most of the time Lilith is like treated as a succubus. So being like a Medusa is, or a Lamia is a interesting twist on that. The Archmagus came prepared with potent antidotes, undone by her summoner's treachery and the limitations of her mortal host. Lilith found herself divested of her beloved rod and sealed inside a Maki sarcophagus, and then spent the next 1,000 years plotting her escape. As you say, but mere freedom is not her endgame. Above all else, I imagine Lilith desires a form which allows her to manifest the fullness of her terrible power. She means to reinvest her soul within the perfect vessel, and thus enhance the strength of her incarnation by an order of magnitude. The perfect vessel. Lilith carefully orchestrated Arya's conception over the span of centuries. We do not oppose her now. Dread to think of what havoc such a cunning and powerful fiend could wreak upon Eorzea. Look what she has accomplished already. Subtle was were her manipulations that not a single one of the Nightkin realized her plan or sought to destroy her. Well, this has all been very enlightening. We are still no closer to finding Arya. Do you have any ideas? In order to invest herself within a new host, Lilith will need to recreate the conditions of her original summoning as faithfully as possible. Alignment of the stars, weather, location, that sort of thing. Location I can tell you. Assuming the ground itself hasn't fallen into an abyss, Lilith will have taken your friend to a summoning circle in the ruined city of Mach. So you've been to the Weeping City? No getting there without an airship and a pilot, eh? Oh, but not to worry. You know the very person who could help us on that count. Deputy President Jessie of the Garland Ironwork. We shall contact her immediately. I've been in touch with Jessie. After that assassination business, as she puts it, she was more than happy to lend us a company ship. Relate, yeah, okay. You've been an immense help. How can we repay you? That won't be necessary. The guild was already richly compensated by a certain merchant. He requested we aid any mages of the Red who might happen to seek our knowledge. Are you acquainted with a Master Wilkin? It would seem he's been quite generous in spreading his wealth around Old Dawn to ensure you encounter no refusals or inconveniences. Oh, that was the data of the girl we saved when we picked up Red Mage in the very first quest. Well, the gratitude of a wealthy merchant is a fine thing to have. Right, it's time we were off to Revenant's Toll. Jessie will be waiting. It's weird that my memory actually worked this time. Usually I have no idea who they're talking about. Don't forget to stock some antidotes. I'll be terribly disappointed to hear you died to Lilith's venom after the tale I told you. Do I have any antidotes? Need any antidote? I feel like I'm going to take some antidotes. I don't know if I have. I have 12. That should be fine. The runes told me the story, and I have an airship ready to fly. I'd let you into the swamp myself. Said I'd return the favor to Arya, and I won't go back on my promises. There we go. I'm moored on the northern bank of the lake. I just realized that it's funny that what I'm wearing right now is just the dungeon set of armor from Bardam's Metal for DPS casters. And it just happens to be red. So, the plan is simple. Cut through the ruins as quickly as we can and unleash merry hells of the Voidsent Queen. The outcome of this battle will decide Arya's fate. Bring everything you have, and make sure that includes a vial or two of antidote. So, Tira, the first like big quest from Red Mage was the level 60 quest, I think, when you're fighting Lambert. I had to redo that one like 8 times because Arya kept dying. She wouldn't stop standing in AoEs. I was too stubborn. I refuse to ever turn down the difficulty on this character. Ready then? Got your gear, emptied your bladder, and make straight for the ruins of Mach. Wait, I have to go to the bathroom. Turn the ship around. All aboard, folks. I don't know much about this demon witch, but you sent her back to the void. I want to see Arya safe and sound. Oh, now I gotta hold it? Lilith only has one chance at this ritual. But once she knows we're there to stop her, she may begin the ceremony anyway. Conditions be damned. If that happens, then we must defeat the fiend ere she forces her soul into Arya's body. We will triumph over Lilith and free our companion from her curse. But I didn't have to go then. I hate paralysis. Stop. Stop. Please go away. Thank you. Arya, I'm here to save you. We have to finish our date. Oh. Nope, nope. I need to be in that. I need to be in that. I'm actually getting EBs, so I'm gonna try to sleep. Maybe back later if I fail. Alrighty, Tira. Get some sleeps. Hope you get some good rest. Arya, Lilith is slain. Come back to us now. Damn it. Why won't she wake up? Why won't she wake? Lilith got in there, didn't she? Oh, where am I? Where is everyone? Ah, I see. This is my own mind. I'm being forced aside by that fiend. Yes, accept thy fate, child. Mine own form was destroyed, but within thy vessel has my soul taken refuge. Once thy will hath diminished unto oblivion, mine essence shall transform this shell, will rise anew, glorious and complete, and then shall I wreak my vengeance upon all the children of man. Seek not to defy me, my darling creation. Surrender to the void. Surrender to me. Lilith created me. I have to accept this fate. It was what I was always meant to be. Forgive me. There was so many more memories I'd hoped to make. Farewell. No! No! Don't do this to me again. Not with another character already. No, this cannot be all there is. I want more. I want to live. Do not torture thyself, child. Your will is forfeit. Thy fate is sealed. Yeah, kick her ass! I decide my own fate. Oh yeah, welcome back, my friend. Rune? Yggdrasil? Look out, Lilith is still here. Your soul is safe now. Lilith is gone. You triumphed over her at the last. Chance I wouldn't have had if you'd not destroyed her in the flesh. With a stout heart and the power of red magic, there is no foe we cannot overcome. As the two of you have so amply proven. Now, let us put this dreary ruin behind us. But have a care for your surroundings. This old city is home to more than sinister voidsent. I was totally waiting for there like be a sliver of her tail or something that just wiggles at the end of the cutscene. Because that would be fitting for a main villain like that. We did it. It was a hard-won battle, but your heart and steel carried the day. And that was so much easier than the other one. And we must express our gratitude to Jesse for conveying us to the ruins in the first place. Nay, I was but returning the favor, unlike certain presidents I could mention. I don't like to leave the books unbalanced. Now I'd best be getting this girl back to the company docks, so this is farewell from me. Take care, Jesse, and thank you. Shall we head back to town, then? Do. Not showing it. Oh, it was the tiny one. Oh wow. Giving Land is An amazing buff. Do, 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 do. I'm curious what the armor is going to look like. There's not like a successful rescue attempt to put a smile on my face. It's wonderful to have our companion back safe and sound. Wonderful to be back. I cannot wait to begin my training once more. Arya, about your training. Surely you felt the change within yourself? Your proclivity for spellcasting was a property of Lilith's blood. Now that your corruption has faded from your veins, so too has your aptitude for the arcane. Yes, I feel the difference. My ether is so weak now that I doubt I could cast even the simplest of magics. Wondered how you would take the news, but you seem almost happy? I am. This way I get to study magic from scratch. Know that all my achievements will truly be mine. Of course, this means I'll have a lot more work to do before I can catch up to Yggdrasil. Having such a distant goal will be what pushes me to endure the training ahead. I'll be waiting. I'll get there one day. You have the heart of a red mage, that's for certain. Start yourself off with the basics of thaumaturgy and conjuring. The foundation you've built yourself will be far more stable than the instinctual power you possessed before. When you've grasped the fundamentals, I can start your training in red magic again. I look forward to that day, Zaroon. What I remember as red mage when it first came out was like, I thought I remembered you having to have black mage and white mage. So maybe that's what that was referencing. I could be wrong, though. As for you, Yggdrasil, you've grown stronger than ever. You've known for some time now that the magics of a red mage are fueled by the caster's own ether. The potency of your spells is a reflection of your indomitable spirit. And I dare say that the soul crystal you bear will reward your dedication to the art by granting you new knowledge. This thus concludes my stint as mentor for the now. Yggdrasil, you have graduated from my lessons. In Arya, you must ready yourself to begin all over again. You have flung yourself into revolution's smoldering ashes, and all throughout Alamigo have new fires begin to flare. With you in the van, I have no doubt that my homeland will soon bask in the light of liberation. Rune, you speak as if you mean to leave us. I must return to my pilgrimage. But fear not. Those who defy the tides of destiny are always drawn together, sooner or later. So this is not farewell, merely a temporary parting of ways. Eagerly do I await the day our paths cross again, my friend. Time for my morpher to get upgraded again. Excuse me. Ooh, okay, I like this one. I like this one. Especially the weapon. I really like the weapon. I don't know if I want. I'm gonna leave the house. Yeah, I like that weapon. Now to go see my new move. Do 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 do. Almost there. There it is. Very holy. All right. Next job. I realized I was gonna ask Tira, but I think they left. Ow. All right. I will ninja. High road. How are you? How are you? What you doing? Hope you're doing well. Oh, there's ads. I don't know if you can... Oh, didn't realize you changed your name at first? Yeah. It'll be changing again next month. I'm going through the rebrand. Originally, I wasn't going to change the name until I got the new model started on. But then I decided to go to TwitchCon and I wanted to go with the new name. But I second guessed my name choices, so I chose this one. Even though I want to go with the other one. But I can't change it until after TwitchCon, so I'm stuck with this one for a little while. So, it didn't work out the way I was hoping. It's my character's name. Without the apostrophe S. That's a mistake. I decided against that. I just haven't gotten around to changing my character's name again. How are you? I hope you've been well. There's nothing silly like flying moves. No. I don't mind the funny ones, though. Some of them I think are kind of crazy, but I don't mind most funny ones. The funny ones can be interesting. You went to Nod Cry? What is Nod Cry? New region? I'm in Stormblood. Oh, in Genshin. Okay. I actually haven't even beaten Natlin yet. Genshin, I kind of got burnt out. I'm hoping to go back to it soon. I just, like, I needed a break. I still like the game and I do want to finish it. It's just that after Sumeru really burnt me out, I did not enjoy... I enjoyed the story of Sumeru, I did not like Sumeru. Fontaine did a lot of work on bringing me back. But Natlin, not as much. So, I'm still just taking a break. Fontaine was definitely my favorite region. Sumeru was probably my least favorite. Here, when you were doing that story? Yeah, that was sad. It was really well done, but it was sad. Yeah, I think I almost finished Natlin. So I'm nearing the end, I think. But I still need to finish it. Yeah, Natlin was okay, but it still dipped off after Fontaine. Not Cry is pretty insane. Like, insane good or insane bad? It's like Fontaine's story on drugs. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Maybe I've been pretty hyper fixated on 14. But I might see about working Genshin back into my schedule. We'll see. I don't want to force it and then make myself hate it when I don't right now, and I just need a break. I've done that to a game in the past, and I've never gone back to that game. I don't want to do that with Genshin. I like Genshin too much. I'm very burnt out on it, but I still like the game. If Nightcry is back up to Genshin to Fontaine levels, that's very tempting. But then again, I really liked the Sumeru story. I did not like the Sumeru region though. So I'll give it. I'm gonna temper my excitement for it just so I don't overdo it. This is just the start of the final chapters. Yeah. I know there's been a lot of new characters, and that'll be interesting to see. Too bad I couldn't get myself interested enough to go back through for the events that were there. I know I've missed several events. Current banner character has some of the biggest assets I've ever seen in a game. I heard somebody talking about that. Funny enough, she is literally a flying moose. That is a wild description. Oh, that's great. I love that. Fellow master of the dark arts, and yet that is but one of the many faces you wear. Slayer of gods, rider of dragons, savior of Ishgard, a hero by any measure who stood against Nidhogg on the steps of faith when others fled. A hero who walks in light and fights for great causes, and a knight who walks in darkness and fights for the forgotten. A contradiction some might say. Rubbish, I say. But you tell me, do you yet walk the path? So long as innocents suffer, I will not forsake the abyss. But I'm glad you're enjoying it. It's good to know that it's another well done region. I'm definitely looking forward to getting back into it. I thought not. Then let us speak as comrades. Ishgard has seen much change in recent days, and many proclaim it to be the dawning of a new era of peace and prosperity. An enlightened age, yet as we both know, the brighter the light, the deeper the shadows. As Dark Knights, we must remain vigilant for injustice, and be ever ready to defend the weak and downtrodden, now more than ever. It has been a while since we patrolled the streets of our fair city, felt the cobbles beneath our boots, and so forth. Or from the top might be in order. Why don't we start at the last vigil? You been playing any other games recently, though, Road? Or still just on the Hoyo grind? Oh, wow, it is outside. It is bright outside. As you look at Fortem's Manor, you but reflect upon your time in Ishgard, comrades with whom you traveled, and those lost along the way. Don't remind. I want to remember. It's so sad. No, I want to remember him. I don't want to remember his death. Don't remind me of that. That was upsetting. You seem distracted. Ah, right. You are a ward of House Fortem's. Once upon a time. No, I suppose not. Huh? Damn thing. But I swear I heard something in your pack break. Bloody hell, is that your soul crystal? What happened to the other half? Wait, soul crystals break? Excuse me? Give me. It seems I am the one responsible. Did not know you, boy. Name yourself. Mist, my lord. Or Meist? I'm no lord, and you're no mist. Don't think I wouldn't know a bastard of the broom by sight. I have a power which I can use to help those in need. Alas, this power requires a tremendous quantity of ether. I ought to draw on natural sources nearby, but in so doing, I stole a portion of that contained within your crystal. Forgive me, please, forgive me. I will return it to you, I promise. I must first ask that you allow me to use a portion. Meist, was it? Who do you want to help? Anyone, everyone, look around you. Is not this world filled with sadness and despair? If I can free but a single person from their burdens. He means well enough. Why don't we help him find someone in need and give him a chance to use his power? Oh, bloody brilliant. Let's believe the mysterious boy with the mysterious power who mysteriously stole a portion of Yggdrasil's soul crystal. What could possibly go wrong? Well, it's your crystal. Either we deal with the boy here and now, or we go along with his plan. And since you're not reaching for your sword, I gather it's the latter. Congratulations, boy. You get your wish. We're not like to find any poor unfortunate souls here, so I suggest we head to Foundation. If we find no one suitable there, you are to return what you stole at once. Understood? Yes, my lord. Thank you for placing your trust in me. That was a crazy escalation. You essentially ate half of my soul crystal. What the fuck? I need that. You have my assurances that the remaining funds will be delivered soon. Surely that is enough to convince you to resume work. I've got a score of clients clamoring for me services. Clients willing to pay in full, in advance. I'd be a fool to put you ahead of them. I understand that, I do. But it's been an eternity since we first brokered this arrangement. Many of the clients of whom you speak have come to you but recently. I know this to be true. It's one thing to aid the elasticate, my lady, but you've got to understand my position here. Bloody politics. No man lifts a chisel till we're paid in full. I'm sorry, but that's the way it's got to be. A blessed morrow to you. Oh, I beg your pardon. I did not notice you standing there. As you may have overheard, I am funding the restoration of the statue of Saint Belroyant. And, as you may have guessed, it is not going well, on account of my insufficient funds and my family's growing infamy. My cousin is, well, Sir Ignace de Vesnate of the Heavensward. He served the Archbishop faithfully, together with his sworn brothers. Great, goodly men were complicit in terrible crimes. If Sir Amric and this warrior of light are to be believed. Sorry. Well, not exactly. They were kind of bastards. Ignace was distraught when he learned the statue had been destroyed by the Dravanians. He took it upon himself to champion its restoration. But because of these tales, others are reluctant to involve themselves. I do not know nor care if Sir Amric speaks the truth. Ignace was my cousin and a man of the Fury, and I will honor him by completing his legacy. Or so I once believed. Perhaps it is indeed beyond me. We found someone, didn't we? I knew it. I knew we would. I can help her. Yes, yes. I will make it right. I have the power. Come, let us not keep this poor woman waiting. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. I think my cat's gotten into something. Sorry about that. On. Family has left the house. Was it a good visit? Yeah, it was good. Glad you enjoyed it. Is a child a friend of yours? Marie stares at me as somewhat. Do you wish to see your cousin again? Do you wish to see your cousin again? Well, yes, I would love to see Ingus again. More than anything, but no, I will not. He walks in Halone's halls, I'm certain. Okay, this is not the way I was expecting you to help her, and it's getting kind of creepy, dude. Think of him. Think of his face, of his smile, of his laugh. Remember every moment you shared, every memory, and hold that image of him in your mind's eye. And then go to a quiet place you shared where no one will come. Wait for me there. I really don't understand what this is all about, but since you seem so earnest, I will trust in you and do as you ask. There's a garden to the south of the tribunal. Nero? Of which we were both fond. Pray you will explain all to me when this is finished. Go with her. I will go to the Durgu and Rael and bring them with me. Then you will all understand what I can do and why you must help. That's a promise. Why are we doing ghost summoning? And why did you have to eat half of my soul crystal to do it? Am I blind? Oh, there it is. Ah, your friend has arrived. He's brought companions, I see. No, it cannot be. Ignis, is it really you? Oh, praise Lone, you're alive. You're alive. Dear cousin, how it warms my heart to see you in good health. Pray you will forgive me for my lengthy absence. Don't be foolish. It's only joy to see you return. Come, we must go to your father and mother at once. How they will weep at the sight of you. I cannot. Better for them to mourn me as the son who gave his life in service to his archbishop and his home. I've heard that you yet labor to see the statue of Saint Vilregent restored. Know that I am grateful beyond measure. I am undeserving of your praise, cousin. For all my efforts, the statue remains a shattered ruin. Nero? No. But seeing you here, so full of light and life, fills me with renewed conviction. I will see it through, I swear to you. Your lips look kind of blue. You might want to dress a little warmer. And if you have indeed done the things they say, then perhaps it will earn you a measure of forgiveness. I love you, cousin, now and ever after. Look after my parents and yourself. Don't know how you did it, but thank you for bringing him back to me. But you must know he is not safe here. Pray you help him to flee the city. He's right. Ishgard is no place for a man of the Heavensward. We will sneak him out of the city. The fewer the better. Meet us at Falcon's Nest after. We have much to discuss. Oh, summoning. Alrighty. Nero? Nero. Stop. Can I just walk out here? No, no. For fear of being seen by the sentries, I bade the others go on ahead. We should hurry. The further they take Ingus from Millie, the weaker he will become. Pray we are not too late. Why are we summoning ghosts of criminals? Why are we summoning ghosts at all? I feel like this can only end badly. Yep, it's ending badly. Forgive me, forgive me. I should have known the magic would not sustain itself much longer. That which you see before you is Ingus, or remains of him. I can give the memories form. I can breathe them full of life and return them to their loved ones. But as the memory fades, so too does the magic. Ether, formless and free. That which I took, I used to make Ingus and Millie whole. Draw your sword. Reclaim that which was lost. Consume the abyss with Soul Eater. It is finished. Good. I've had enough of this farce. Conjuring a simulacrum of a bloody night of the Heavens Ward in the middle of Ishgard? Fury take me, you are a fool. We're lucky to be alive. Your soul crystal is restored, then? Or not. We had an agreement, boy. You were to return that which you stole. Forgive me, forgive me. I return to you that which was used to give Ingus life. But as for the remainder, 4 more times. It is within my power to do this 4 more times. 4 more times, and you shall be made whole. You have my word. For with such an incredible power, you are remarkably helpless. Not only did you rob Yggdrasil of his ether, you imposed upon him to find your people in need. You want to do good? You want to be a hero? You want to help people? Then why weren't you better prepared? I will never be a hero. I only wanted to help. It is not death itself we fear, but the unfinished story. The promise of what could have been is enough to break a heart and a man. Nero. Nero. Stay out of there. Hey. Hey. No, no. I'm not doing that. Good boy. The shattered pieces of a life will never come together again. But if a glimpse of their loved ones grant them the peace they deserve, then I must. It is your decision. You were the victim. Well, he's got my ether. I'm not about to let him out of my sight. Then you will continue to accompany me? That is a relief. Only because you stole my stuff. You ate half my crystal and I want it back. We're not going anywhere, Meist. Even Sid. He may look and act like a chocobo's arse, but he means well. Fine, fine. I'm only trying to put the fear of the gods into the little shite. But by all means, go ahead and undermine my authority. Anyway, I'd rather not freeze to death out here in the snow. Let's return to Falcon's Nest and discuss what to do next. Just what I needed. Another child to look after. I had Dark Knight or a nursemaid. Even I don't know anymore. But time. They are ever-changing, and perhaps we Dark Knights must change with them. Long-held truths are become lies, and villains heroes. Though I should be glad if I never have to deal with another hero again. No offense, of course, but you are the exception that proves the rule. The righteous are all too uncompromising, and woe betide the man who offends their delicate sensibility. If anything, I say you are too accommodating. There's your ether and soul crystal at stake. 4 times, he swears. We shall hold him to it, together. In the meantime, you may as well get some rest or attend to other matters. These two can keep themselves company. Maybe I'll find somewhere to take a nap or a tavern to have a drink. Oh, thank the gods, an adult. Ariel has been spending a lot of time with Meist, keeping company and getting to know him and so forth. Now that there's much to know, he won't talk about his home or his past. Doesn't seem to have any interests or skills beyond conjuring elaborate illusions derived from memories. No idea how he does it either, and more importantly, not even sure how we could take back the ether he stole. We may have no choice but to agree to his term, unless you're content to carry half a soul crystal. I hear you whispering, you know. Meist means well, and Yggdrasil and I are willing to help him. Why aren't you? I don't have a choice. It's not that I'm willing. I want my freaking soul crystal back. He ate half of it. I didn't say I wasn't willing. I'm still here, aren't I? Right then. We found no one as suitable for the boy's needs here. Rather than return to Ishgard, I say we try somewhere new. Let's head to Tailfeather. I'm gonna have to get a little bit more experience. I think I'm gonna end up at like a sliver before 70. Here, I'll kill you. But I hope this is a decent, like an okay amount of experience for doing this. I just realized it's kind of funny that the first two abilities in your sequence in your rotation for Dark Knight have purplish dark energy, and then the third one is red. Okay, that gave me an okay amount of experience. I don't think it was enough, but it was an okay amount. Hi, Mincy. Thank you for the pocket bitties. How are you? Your Saturday. It's going well. Playing games with friends. Ooh, what you playing? Anything fun? Doing Final Fantasy? Well, ARAMs, and then probably Terminal Brigade? Terminal Brigade? I don't think I know that game. Terminal Brigade. Free game. With mostly negative reviews. That looks interesting. It looks... I'm... It's PvP. It's PvE Overwatch. Even the characters look like Overwatch copies. But I hope you have fun with it. And mainly because of lack of... Okay, that's fair. Lack of content is a valid excuse in my book. That's one of my main complaints about Monster Hunter Wilds. game's been fun. That's good. As long as you enjoy it, that's all that matters. Oh, Mitzi, I can ask you for my next one. Hero, thank you for the resub. But Mitzi, list. Well, that sucks. Scholar, astrologian, ninja, or monk? But I appreciate the resub, Zero. Thank you for so much for joining and for sticking around. I hope you're doing well, and I hope your weekend's going well. You're enjoying your Saturday, doing something fun. We still need to actually play something again, Zero. I'm terrible at thinking of things to play with other people, but we need to do it anyways. Need to find something we both of? Yeah. You're usually playing stuff with, when you're playing co-op games. Ugh. They're usually with Zerk. So I at least know some of your go-to choices. So whatever sounds fun like a freak. Yeah, that's valid. That is an interesting emote. Life here is not easy, but it is fulfilling all the same. That said, the hunters had no personal tales of profound tragedy to share. They did, however, tell me of an outsider recently brought here from Falcon's Nest. A prisoner, actually, a woman named Laudy. She is to atone for her crimes through hard labor, but the proctor has been zealous. He berates her constantly, and every time she bears fresh bruises. Oh, I think she's the one who got the guy in Falcon's Nest. Or no, she was the one trying to... She didn't shoot him. Somebody else shot her because she was being a problem. She was trying to create a rebellion. That's what it was. Is guardian justice. I know it well. If this woman is performing various chores for the hunters, then it should not be hard to find her. Let us look around. That's who this is. Oh, Zero. I can ask you since it doesn't seem like anybody else is around at the moment. Um, and I know you won't understand what any of these are, and I don't care. I just need you to pick a name. Monk, ninja, astrologian, or scholar. This is the place, isn't it? Insolent child, you are not to speak unless spoken to. Is that clear? Yes, my lord. Pray forgive me my impudence. Do not play me for a fool. Your sins are beyond forgiveness. Your American's noble brethren may think you worthy of mercy, but I have seen your kind before. Swift death is more than you deserve. A swift death is more than that bastard deserves. I can't imagine what she did to deserve that kind of treatment. I know. You know her? Stone Hells. She's the one that led the protest at Falcon's Nest? The one that nearly put an end to the peace conference, and she poisoned you? Well, that explains a lot. So if you of all people can find in your heart to forgive her, or at least forsake bloody revenge, then it's hard to look at this and call it justice. Her crimes were born of desperation and despair for the husband she lost. Perhaps if the two of them were to meet again. Don't be foolish. He knows he's dead. He'll only cause her pain. Pain is all that is left for her, to her, don't you see? How they cry in the dark, how they mourn their dead. How it festers and spreads and corrupts them thoroughly. You've seen it. You've made it. Fine, fine. Do what you will. Conjure her husband, but do not come crying to me when she curses you for your kindness. I'll not give the hunters cause to turn their bows on us either. I'll take Meist into the woods and hide. Yggdrasil and I will free the girl. Don't free her. She's still a criminal. I'm famous. I'm one of the victims. I'll just ask if I can take her on a walk. And then I'll bring her back. It'll be fine. Rather, I will free the girl. She would know you at once, and might misunderstand your intentions. Do not risk the commotion. As for your part, no one is truly outside Helona's grace, don't you think? Confront the proctor. Make him see the error of his ways. He is a good man, then he may yet repent of his wicked ways. If he refuses, then that is his choice to make, and he will have to accept the consequences of his action. Doubly so if he bears steel, yes? Ah, the very sight of you fills me with murderous rage. Stay to your duties. I must needs cleanse myself for these impure thoughts through communion with nature. Perhaps a spot of fishing, isn't it? Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. I hope you are having a wonderful weekend. Now's our chance. They're always getting a twisted cable and it bothers the hell out of me. Can you just stay flat or something? I don't think that's any better, but whatever. Where are we going?